Welcome, fourth graders. So you have your template and we are going to be doing an activity together where I'll be showing you what we're doing, and then I'm going to have you do a few of them on your own. So what we're going to do here is we have some shapes, and this shape I like to think of just as a butterfly. It looks like a butterfly to me. And we want to think about, for this one, it says each trapezoid tile is how much of the whole butterfly. So I'm going to put that there, and I want you to just take a guess how many of these it would take to cover one. And if we were in class together, we would have our own tiles to explore with this, but for today I will get to do the exploring. And then what you're going to do is you're going to be drawing a picture of trapezoids, and I'll show you how you're going to be doing that. So the first thing you can recognize here is that there are two halves that make the whole butterfly here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create 9 halves from this picture. So what I want you to do, and you can use a straight edge if you'd like. I'm going to freehand this just for sake of time, but if you'd like to use a straight edge to make it look really nice, what I want you to do is draw a line down the middle so that we have halves. And right there, what we have is 2 halves, 1 half, 2 half, 2 halves. And what I'm going to ask you to do is shade in 9 of them. So I've got 2 done here, and then I'm going to do another one. And again, I have 2 halves, and I'd like you to write down the fraction each time. And you'll notice on this side, I'm going to write 1 whole. So this is 1 whole butterfly. This is 2 whole butterflies, right? And I'm going to shade those in, and I'm going to stop when I get to 9. So I'm going to do some more. And you can be doing this as I'm teaching you as well. So I have 2, 4, 6. I'm getting close, so I'm going to keep that in mind before I go coloring too much. And as you can tell, I'm not making this an art project. I'm just shading in the parts to get the job done. Okay, so now I have another hole. So I have 3, and then I have 4. And I need 9 shaded, so I'm going to draw another butterfly, and I'm going to just shade in 1 more to get to 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And what I have is a picture that I want you to take a look at. And I'd like you to label this picture as well. This picture is half, right? So what you're going to do down at the bottom of the paper, it says each trapezoid tile is, and you're going to write the fraction that it's worth. So I'll put this back on there. What is 1 trapezoid worth? Right, it's worth 1 half. Very good. Okay, and then how many were in my collection? There were 9 in my collection, so I'm going to go ahead and write 9. And then down below, what I would like you to do is I would like you to write 2 fractions. And one of the fractions is going to just be counting how many halves you colored in. So we know that we colored in 9 halves. So that's one way to write what we see in this picture. And then the next thing we're going to write is what's called a mixed number. And a mixed number is exactly what it sounds like. It is whole numbers along with fractions. So what I want you to take a look at is how many whole butterflies do you see, and then how many parts of the butterfly do you see. So I see 1, 2, 3, 4, so that will be my whole number. And then I see 1 half left there, so I'm going to write 4 and a half. And guess what? 9 halves is equivalent to 4 and 1 half. Both of these fractions represent the picture that we've created. So today, that's what you're going to be doing, and I'm going to get you set up for that. So on the next one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what, if we were to put triangles here, how many triangles would fill up one hexagon to get started. So I've put down 3. So how many more do you think we need? Very good, we need 3 more. So one whole hexagon is how many triangles? And it might be kind of hard to see, so I'm going to separate these out. So down below here, we can just fill this in. We can say, okay, so each triangle is worth what fraction of the whole? So this is 1 out of how many altogether? And the answer is 1/6. And then what you're going to do with your pencil is you're going to go ahead and draw 20 of these. So you will be drawing 20 triangles, and I will walk you through that because this can be a little bit tricky. So what I would do is, or what I'm going to do, is I'm going to cut my hexagon in half, and then I'm going to find the middle point of right there in the middle of the line, in the middle of the hexagon, and I'm going to draw a triangle there. And then I can do the same thing here. And as I go, I will have 6 out of 6 equals 1 whole. So I'm going to write 6, 6. Okay? I'll walk you through doing that again, how I did that. So I'm going to cut the hexagon in half. And then another way to do it, besides just finding the middle point, is I could draw diagonally from here to there, and then from here to here, and I just need to make sure I have 6 equal parts. So 1, 6, 2, 6, 3, 6, 4, 6, 5, 6, 6, 6. And I'm going to just go ahead and do that. I need to stop at 26, right? So I'm going to be mindful of that as I get rolling here, because eventually I'm going to shade those in. So what I'm going to ask you to do, I don't want to do the whole thing right in front of you because I want you to explore with it on your own, but what I'm going to ask you to do is for each hole that you have, I want you to label it. So this would be 1 hole, and then adding this one, we'd get 2 holes. And then how many 6 would we have here? We would have another 6, 6. So you could write that as 6, 6. Or if it helps you to count, since we're counting 1, 2, you could call this 12, 6 as well. They are equivalent to each other. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to shade each space in until you get to 20. And then once you're done with that, you're going to write 2 fractions down below. You're going to write how many 6 you had altogether, and then you're going to write a mixed number. So that's what you'll do with this one. Hopefully that makes sense to you. And I'm going to go ahead and set you up on all the other sheets that you have so that you can get rolling. Now this one, I have to say, is a little complicated to draw. I'm going to ask you to take a look at how many triangles it takes to fill this up, and I just want you to guess. I'm going to give you a hint right here. So I have 3 down so far, and just visualize how many more you think is necessary to fill this up. So there's 4, right? And this is going to be a lot. So how many more do you think? What do we have? We have 5, we have 6, we have 7, and I think I'm missing one from over here. Sorry about that. So we have 5, 3, and we have 1 more. So each one, I'm going to separate these out a little bit, has 9 in them. So 1 whole equals 9 ninths. And your job here is going to be to draw 9 triangles in each one. Now, if that's too much because it's just hard to visualize where to go, I drew myself little dots so that I could follow. That's okay. You can just do this one without drawing the triangles, but it's kind of fun to try. And guess what? We have a lot of free time on our hands. So this is what I've done. And again, if you don't feel like your drawing's working for you, you can just do the math instead. And so to do the math, you'd say, okay, this one's worth 9/9, this one's worth 9/9. And then you're going to think, how many ninths do I need to get up to 23? So you're at 9 plus 9, and then you need several more. And then what you're going to do is figure that out. I don't want to give you the answer, but I do want to help you fill this part out. So each triangle is worth 1/9, and there were 23 in my collection. And you might be getting the pattern here. And you can go ahead and write down your two fractions here. This one's going to be a mixed number, so all the wholes and the parts that are left over. This one's going to be just how many tiles you had all together. Okay, so that's that one. This one is you're going to be dividing your butterflies into triangles again. So let me put my pen down so I can do this faster. Okay, so here's 1/2 of a butterfly, and if you remember from the first one we did, that's also 1/2 of the butterfly, right? So just to review what we were learning when we were in school together just a few short days ago, this is what we call what? What do we call this when we have 1/2 and we have 3/6 and they're the same amount? You're right, we call them equivalent fractions. Very good. So I'll put that one away. So this is 3 triangles, and then I'm going to fill this one in with 3 more. So how many parts are in this butterfly? Each triangle is worth 1/6, right? So 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 4/6, 5/6, 6/6. And then in your collection, you're going to have 27. And you are going to draw a picture of that. And then again, down below, you're going to write 2 fractions. One will be just how many tiles you have over 6, right? You have 27/6. And then this one will be how many wholes and how many parts. And to draw this, what I do is I'm going to draw a line down the middle, and then I'm going to just draw another line that's going kind of to the center of this line, and that will give me 6. And if you're doing this at home and you're drawing and you don't come up with 6, that's okay. Just erase it and don't worry about it. I think on this one you might have an extra butterfly or two. And part of the lesson today is just practicing visualizing how many equal parts are in a shape, and that takes practice, and it's not something you might get the first time you try it. So again, remember, you're going to be shading in 6/6 as you go, and you're going to stop at 27, right? So I'm going to demonstrate one more time how to draw this one. So I went like this. And then I found my middle point, and I'll just make a dot right there, and I'm going to draw a line to connect the dots, and then do that here, and 1, 2, 3, I have my 3/6, same thing here, draw a line, and then again I'm going to stop at 27. Okay, next sheet I will set you up on, and then what I'm going to have you do is just when this video is over, you can go ahead and complete this activity. The last one is going to be squares. So here's my orange square, and I want you to think about how many squares you think it might take to cover one square. Do you have a good guess? It's pretty straightforward. So 1/4, 2/4, right? And that's 1/2. Again, that's 3. That's an equivalent fraction. This is 3/4. So each tile is worth 1/4. This one, I want you to do 21 tiles. Okay, so you can write 21 down here. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and draw the picture again. So you're going to take this square and you're going to turn it into fourths. And I'm going to just go along with this visual, and I'm going to just make a big plus sign to make my fourths. And then I'm going to shade in this square, this whole square. And there again, I have 4/4, right? And again, I have one whole. Then what I'm going to do is go ahead and create more of these. And I'm going to shade 21 altogether. So that's what you're looking for as you move forward on this one. And you're going to write the fractions that you see. This is simply, this one is just all the fourths that you see. And this one is the mixed number, where it's going to be how many wholes and how many parts. Okay, so what you get to do now is just go ahead and work on this independently, and I will see you next time.